Have you ever wondered why some people seem unshakable in the face of emotional chaos, while others crumble at the slightest disappointment? Here's a hard truth. Emotional strength isn't about suppressing feelings or pretending everything's fine. It's about mastering the art of emotional maturity. And here's the kicker. Most of us aren't as emotionally strong as we think. Sure, we might look composed on the outside, but inside, we're wrestling with sulking, fury, or even cold indifference. Sound familiar? The good news, emotional maturity isn't something you're born with. It's something you can learn. And the rewards are life-changing, stronger relationships, a calmer mind, and the ability to face life's challenges with resilience. But here's the catch. It takes more than just thinking positive or letting things go. True emotional strength comes down to 3 transformative keys that most people overlook. Curious? Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll not only understand what emotional maturity really means, you'll know exactly how to start building it today. It's fascinating how the body and mind don't always grow at the same pace. Someone can look every bit the part of an adult. Broad shoulders, a confident stride, perhaps even a sharp suit, but emotionally, they might still be stuck in the playground. This discrepancy between physical and emotional development is more common than we realize. Think about that coworker who throws a tantrum when their ideas are challenged, or the friend who gives you the silent treatment after a minor disagreement. These behaviors, though wrapped in an adult exterior, are echoes of childhood emotional patterns that haven't matured. The truth is, emotional development doesn't happen automatically just because we age. While our bodies grow on autopilot, our emotional literacy requires deliberate effort and learning. Imagine it like this. You wouldn't expect to become fluent in a language without studying its grammar and practicing its vocabulary, right? Emotional growth works the same way. Without learning the grammar of adulthood, we risk staying emotionally fragile, unable to navigate life's inevitable challenges with grace. The result? Behaviors like sulking, fury, and coldness. Emotional reactions that betray an emotional age far younger than our physical one. But here's the good news. Emotional maturity is not a fixed trait. It's a skill, one that can be developed with patience and practice. The first step is recognizing the gap between how we look and how we feel inside. Are we acting as our emotional barometer suggests, or are we still clinging to childhood coping mechanisms? This question sets the stage for a deeper exploration of emotional maturity, starting with how we react when someone we trust lets us down. And that's where things get really interesting. If you really want to measure someone's emotional maturity, or your own, here's the million-dollar question. How do you react when someone you trust disappoints you? It's a deceptively simple question, but the answer reveals volumes about your emotional age. Do you lash out, retreat into silence, or pretend it doesn't bother you? Or do you take a deep breath, process the pain, and communicate your feelings? Our reactions in these moments are like an emotional barometer, showing whether we've mastered the art of staying calm or if we're still navigating the stormy seas of emotional fragility. Think about it. Disappointment is inevitable in relationships. A friend forgets your birthday, a partner says something hurtful, or a colleague takes credit for your work. These moments test our emotional development. Immature reactions, like sulking, fury, or coldness, might feel satisfying in the moment, but they often leave us feeling worse in the long run. On the other hand, emotionally mature responses, like trusting the other person's intentions or calmly explaining how you feel, can strengthen relationships instead of breaking them. It's not about avoiding pain. It's about learning to handle it with grace. So, the next time someone lets you down, pause and ask yourself, what is my emotional age right now? Are you reacting like a child who feels powerless, or like an adult who can face vulnerability head-on? This self-awareness is the first step toward emotional growth. And as we'll see next, there are 3 common reactions that often reveal where we still have room to grow emotionally. When it comes to emotional immaturity, 3 reactions stand out as telltale signs: sulking, fury, and coldness. Let's start with sulking. Picture a child who refuses to explain why they're upset, expecting others to magically guess what's wrong. Now, imagine an adult doing the same thing. Silent, arms crossed, waiting for someone to read their mind. Sulking is a classic sign of emotional fragility, rooted in the inability to articulate feelings. Instead of fostering connection, it creates distance, leaving both parties frustrated. The antidote, learning the capacity to explain something we'll explore soon. Then there's fury, the emotional equivalent of a volcanic eruption. It's not just about anger, it's about disproportionate, uncontrollable rage. Fury often masks deeper feelings of helplessness or humiliation, like when someone cuts us off in traffic and we explode as if they've personally attacked us. This reaction might feel powerful in the moment, but it's a sign of emotional fragility, not strength. True emotional maturity lies in staying calm, even when provoked. A skill that takes practice but pays off in every area of life. Finally, there's coldness, the silent killer of relationships. Coldness is the art of pretending you don't care, even when you're deeply hurt. It's a defense mechanism, a way to avoid vulnerability by shutting down emotionally. But here's the catch: while coldness may protect you from immediate pain, it also blocks connection and healing. Emotional maturity requires the courage to face vulnerability, to admit when we're hurt, and to seek resolution instead of retreating into indifference. These three reactions, sulking, fury, and coldness, are common, but they're not permanent. With awareness and effort, they can be replaced by healthier, more constructive responses. And that's where the markers of emotional maturity come into play. Emotional maturity isn't about never feeling hurt or upset, it's about how we handle those emotions. The first marker of emotional maturity is the capacity to explain. Imagine this: instead of sulking or lashing out, you calmly tell someone, "I felt hurt when you said that, because it made me feel unappreciated." This ability to articulate your feelings, even under stress, is a sign of emotional literacy. It shows trust in communication and a willingness to repair rather than destroy. It's not always easy, but the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. The second marker is the capacity to stay calm. Life is full of triggers: an offhand comment, a missed deadline, or even a bad day. But emotional maturity means resisting the urge to react impulsively. Instead of snapping or escalating the situation, you pause, breathe, and give the other person the benefit of the doubt. Staying calm doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It means managing them in a way that fosters understanding rather than conflict. Think of it as emotional self-assertion, standing firm without losing control. Finally, there's the capacity to be vulnerable. This might be the hardest of all because it requires admitting when we're hurt and asking for help. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's emotional courage. It's saying, "I'm struggling and I need support," instead of pretending everything is fine. This kind of emotional nakedness builds trust and deepens connections. When we embrace vulnerability, we stop seeing it as a flaw and start recognizing it as a strength. These three markers, explaining, staying calm, and embracing vulnerability, are the foundation of emotional development. But what virtues make these skills possible? Let's dive into that next. At the heart of emotional maturity lie three cardinal virtues: communication, trust, and vulnerability. Let's start with communication. Imagine being able to clearly express how you feel without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. It's not about being perfect with words, it's about being honest and direct. For example, instead of saying, "You always ignore me," you might say, "I feel unimportant when you don't respond to my messages." This kind of clarity transforms conflicts into opportunities for connection. Communication is the bridge between emotional chaos and understanding. Next comes trust, a virtue that's often overlooked but absolutely essential. Trust means believing that people aren't out to hurt you, even when they make mistakes. It's the faith that others have good intentions, even if their actions sometimes fall short. For instance, when a friend cancels plans last minute, trust allows you to assume they had a valid reason, rather than jumping to conclusions. This mindset not only reduces stress, but also strengthens relationships. Trust is the emotional glue that holds connections together, even in tough times. Finally, there's vulnerability, the cornerstone of emotional growth. Vulnerability means allowing yourself to be seen, flaws and all. It's the courage to say, "I'm scared," or "I need help," without worrying about appearing weak. Think of it this way: vulnerability is like opening a window to let fresh air into a stuffy room. It clears the emotional air, making space for empathy and connection. These three virtues, communication, trust, and vulnerability, are not just ideals, they're skills you can cultivate. And like any skill, they require practice, patience, and a willingness to learn. Speaking of learning, let's explore the journey of emotional growth and why it's never too late to start. Emotional maturity isn't something we're born with. It's something we learn, often through trial and error. For many, this journey begins in adulthood, when life's challenges force us to confront our emotional blind spots. Think of it like learning a new language. If you didn't grow up hearing the emotional dialect of patience, trust, or vulnerability, you'll need to study it later in life. And just like with any language, there will be mistakes, awkward pauses, missteps, and moments of frustration. But with practice, the grammar of adulthood becomes second nature. The learning process often starts with pain. Childhood experiences of ignorance, stress, or even humiliation can leave emotional scars that follow us into adulthood. But here's the silver lining. Those same experiences can become our greatest teachers. Every tear shed, every moment of frustration is an opportunity to grow. For example, if you've always struggled with anger, reflecting on its roots can help you develop the capacity to stay calm. Emotional growth is less about avoiding pain and more about transforming it into wisdom. The beauty of this journey is that it's never too late to begin. Whether you're 18 or 80, emotional development is always within reach. It requires patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to embrace vulnerability. And just like learning to play an instrument, the more you practice, the better you get. So, where do you start? By recognizing that emotional maturity isn't a destination, it's a lifelong process. And, as we'll see next, there's no shame in being a work in progress. In fact, it's something to celebrate. Here's the truth. No one is born emotionally mature, and that's okay. Emotional growth is a process, not a race, and there's no shame in realizing you still have lessons to learn. Think of it this way. Just as you wouldn't judge yourself for not knowing how to play the piano without practice, you shouldn't feel embarrassed about needing to develop your emotional literacy. The key is to approach this journey with curiosity and self-compassion. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to a fuller, more meaningful life. The beauty of emotional maturity is that it's accessible to everyone. It doesn't matter if you've spent years stuck in patterns of sulking, fury, or coldness. With effort, you can rewrite those habits and replace them with trust, communication, and vulnerability. Imagine the freedom of being able to express your feelings without fear, to handle disappointment with grace, and to connect with others on a deeper level. These aren't just skills. They're superpowers that transform every relationship, including the one you have with yourself. So, here's the challenge. What's one small step you can take today to grow emotionally? Maybe it's pausing before reacting, or maybe it's having an honest conversation you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, start now. The journey might not be easy, but it's worth it. And remember, you're not alone. Everyone is learning, stumbling, and growing right alongside you. Speaking of growth, let's explore how to measure your emotional strength and discover the keys to true emotional maturity.